Hey there guys, it's Jeffy and got some cool, good old-fashioned CoD 4 shotgun gameplay for you guys. Hopefully you all enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun doing this. This shotgun just totally, like, rapes face. It's, like, this shotgun should be outlawed from anywhere, really. It's like the spaz of this game, I swear to God. But anyway, what I want to talk about today was I decided I was going to do a little, recap of two recent movies I've seen that I really enjoyed and I want to tell you guys about. The first one, I just saw this one yesterday, was Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Really, really, really good movie, you guys. It's kind of weird, okay? It seems like it'd be a really funny little premise of, oh, apes go crazy, get super intelligence, form a giant armed monkey guerrilla warfare against humans, you know, all that fun stuff. And it seems like a really funny, goofy little premise that seems kind of cool. But what really turns out to happen is the whole, like, first hour and a half of the movie is just this really cool drama about a monkey who is rescued from a test lab that's supposed to be put down. But James Franco, the guy who plays the scientist, won't do it, takes him home, is like, okay, I'll just raise him until I can find him a sanctuary. Turns out that the genetic drugs they were giving his mother got passed through her DNA to her son, and now he's a super intelligent monkey. And he can't talk or anything, but he learns sign language incredibly fast. He's really understanding. He can, it's not even like really sign language. Most apes can somewhat communicate with sign language, but not well. But Caesar can form full sentences and ideas and communicate perfectly through sign language, which is kind of cool. But what ends up happening is there's a huge misunderstanding when James Franco's Alzheimer's suffering father gets into his neighbor's car and tries to drive it, and crashes into the car in front of him going like a mile an hour, and then backs up and crashes into the car behind him, and he's just scared, and he's in the car crying and freaking out. So the guy that's the neighbor walks over, pulls him out of the car, starts poking him in the chest and yelling at him and calling the police, and the dad's just sitting there freaking out. Caesar the monkey sees this up in the attic, because that's where he lives, runs downstairs, kicks open the door, flies across the street, and just starts beating the living crap out of this guy. Just beats him, pummels him to a bloody pulp, bites off his finger where he was poking the dad, and of course that doesn't go over well. Cops get called, Caesar gets put into a jailhouse, and, oh, not a jailhouse, a primate refuge, or whatever they call it, ape house, and it seems like it could be a good idea. The only problem is that it's really abusive there, it's not a good place to live. And the guy who is the most abusive prick in the world, the one who treats Caesar and all the other chimps like shit and just is a complete douchebag, and you sit there the whole movie going, I want this guy to fucking die, is Draco Malfoy. The guy who played Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter is just some sadistic, animal-hating asshole. It's kind of funny. That guy is going to be typecast as a villain for the rest of his life, I swear. But I don't know, the last half, well, not even the half, like the last 30 minutes of the movie is just a giant chimp uprising running through the streets of San Francisco, pushing back the police and fighting, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And at one scene, a gorilla jumps off the Golden Gate Bridge, tackles a helicopter, kills the pilot, the helicopter crashes back into the bridge, and the gorilla dies. But it's really weird. Okay, the movie has enough drama and enough story behind it that when all the crap hits the fan and there's a giant armed monkey uprising and it's just complete craziness, that you already have enough feelings towards Caesar and the rest of the cast that it feels significant, that you actually care. You're like, oh my god, I hope they don't get hurt, or I hope Caesar doesn't die. I hope, you know, you actually get into it a little bit, and that's a really good thing. I'd have to say this is way better than the original Planet of the Apes. Of course, old people will disagree with me. They'll say, oh no, it's a classic, and you know, it's old, but it's awesome, and okay, yeah, that works, I guess. You can claim it's better. I'm guilty of it too. I always said that the first 3 Star Wars were better than the new ones they had in the last few years, because they fucking were. The last 3 were just shit. But, okay, enough of that. Let's talk about the other movie I saw, which was Captain America. Now, Captain America it's a really weird movie to explain. I saw this about 2 weeks ago. Okay, it's one of the best damn superhero movies I've seen in a long time. I'd have to put my ranking system as my top 5 would have to be Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, and then Wolverine is my top 5 superhero movies that I really enjoyed. Well, I guess superhero, you know, movies that are all together. Like, I count them all together. Spider-Man should be knocked a little bit lower, but you know what? The first 2 were great. The last one was kind of shit, but they're still great movies. So in Captain America, you know, Buck Rogers, Captain America himself, gets drafted by a German scientist who works for the U.S. because he's created a superhero serum, well, not superhero, a super soldier serum that makes you incredibly strong, regenerative, athletic. It just makes you a perfect human. And he decides to give it to Buck because Buck is a tiny little 5 foot nothing scrawny asthmatic weakling, and he understands that. He tells Buck in one scene that a weak man understands the power, the responsibility of strength, whereas a strong man who has always gotten what he wants would only abuse it, which is really, it's actually really intelligent and really smart. I like that scene in the movie. And he asks Buck, "So do you want to join the war to kill some Nazis?" And Buck looks at him and says, "No, I want to fight bullies. I don't care where they're from." And he means it. He hates bullies. That's the whole thing. He's not some bloodthirsty, patriotic American. And this is one thing I love in the movie. He's insanely patriotic, but he doesn't go overboard. He's really patriotic and loves his country, but he doesn't do it in the jackass, gun-toting, red-eat-meeting, little dipshit way that most Southern Americans do it. And that's not to bitch about the South, but there are some really fucking dumb people up, down there, you know, that have the whole right to bear arms engraved in their DNA while they're fucking killing a buck with one hand and choking their wife with the other. That's the over-patriotic, I hate Mexicans guy that I don't want to talk about, but Buck doesn't do that. He stays really true to just his own feelings. And the movie's really good. The movie spans over years instead of a week. Like most superhero movies, like it seems like almost like a week has passed and all this amazing crap's happened. The story of Captain America spans months and years, and it's really cool. It goes over all of World War II, and the Red Skull, the enemy that Captain America fights, is a scientist that was too evil for the Nazis. The Nazis kicked him out because he was too much of a dick. Now, how fucking evil do you have to be to get thrown out of the Nazi party? That's a little freaky, you know? It's just like, dude, that's... How in the hell did you get kicked out of the Nazis? I mean, did you just randomly kill somebody? I don't get what the hell you did. But pretty much, he's trying to harness the ultimate power of one of the things you saw in Odin's Vault if you watched Thor, which is a pretty good movie. But there was a little cube in Odin's Vault. He finds that on Earth, uses it to power some super awesome death ray weapons. And, you know, he wants to destroy the world. Not just America, he wants to destroy the whole world, because that's how nuts this guy is. So, you know, some crap goes down, really great ending, there's this huge dogfight, Captain America sacrifices himself, and then he pretty much crashes the plane into the Arctic, because the plane is filled with bombs that are, like, worse than nukes. Like, they just disintegrate everything they touch, and they're just pretty much the ultimate nuke, and I have to call them, they're pretty much the ultimate nuke. So he decides, okay, someone's gonna get hurt if I don't get rid of this. So he crashes it into the Atlantic, not the Atlantic, but the Antarctic, and crashes into that. Gets frozen. They find him now, like 2010 or 2011, I guess. Unfreeze him, and he has this weird, you know, flash. He has the whole future shock thing. You know, he runs through New York, looking at all the street signs and the cars, and he's freaking out. And they eventually get him and calm him down. But if you watch Captain America, watch till the end. Like every other Marvel movie, there is something at the end of that is just so, oh my god. It's what every Marvel fan has been hoping for like the last almost 10 years. It's one of the best things. I stood up and just started clapping my hands and was screaming yes, like every other Marvel fan in the audience. We were all like, yes! It is so amazing, you guys. You need to watch the end of that movie. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Have a good day.